Okay, so one question I get a lot with CVs in general, but especially the MVR lately, is drop heights. So today we're going to go over battleship drop heights with the MVR. We have one battleship from each country as a general rule. Each country's battleships, for example, Montana versus Ohio, Repub versus Borg, Kremlin versus Slava, the drop heights for each nation are pretty much the same. Um, so by drop heights, I'm going to say 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. What I mean is if you look to the right with our countdown, you see 5 right now, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's what I mean by drop height. Given that it's not giving us a countdown in meters, that's the easiest way to determine how high you want to drop your bombs. Higher drop your bombs, more penetration values. So we are going to go from hardest to easiest. The hardest is Citadel with AP dive bombs are the French, followed by the Americans, followed by the Japanese, and followed by the Germans. At the very bottom, the easiest to Citadel are the Russians. So, starting with the Repub, same for Borg, you want to drop as high as possible. Even then, you're not really guaranteed to get Citadels, but you want the maximum penetration values. So you want to drop your start your run as late as possible. You get the 5, you drop right in the center of the ship there. You know, 2 overpens, 1 pen per sip. Some of it's RNG based, and sometimes you're just gonna get all pens. That's just the way it is. For target selection, you want the French to be at the very bottom of your list, but if they're running double repubs, you gotta go for it. So once again, starting our run late, as soon as we're able to drop, we do. And even there, we get 3 pens. We'll do one more drop on the repub, but as a general rule, you don't really want to go after the French, but drop height is between 4.5 to 5. Realistically, you want it as soon as you're able to drop, while still getting some hits. So there we go. So out of 9 bomb hits, we got 2 sits. Not a very good conversion rate.
Autopilot mode enabled.
So next up, we have the Americans. Americans, you want to drop 4 to 5, shading kind of heavily towards that 5 side. The higher you drop, the better. Sometimes you can get Citadels as low as 3.5 seconds if you're speeding up, but that's still not ideal. So once again, we'll drop, come here, drop it right at 4.3, and get 3 pens. Unfortunately, RNG has something to say in getting Citadels. I probably dropped it too soon, in the sense that too forward towards the bow of the ship. So we're going to come in again. Drop it higher. Alright, there's 1 sit, 1 pen, and 1 bomb miss. Unfortunately, if your RNG flings your bomb to the sides of the ship, it's not going to help you out. Once again, Americans, kind of hard to Citadel. You want to drop higher, center of the ship, given the giant reticle. Okay. We're going to do one more strike, just because I'm not happy with Mr. RNG. Drop a bit lower this time. Alright, so once again, Americans harder to sit. You can get triple sits off on them sometimes, but it's not very often. Next we have the Japanese. Really the Germans, the Russians, the Japanese, all pretty easy to sit. For the Yamato and Shikishima, you're dropping higher, 4 to 5. Ideally a bit higher at the 5 mark. So, RNG's not on my side today. I'm just gonna have to restart this video if I don't get more sits. But it also shows you that RNG plays a large factor. Okay, there's the triple sit. We got that off at 4.4. So Yamato, 4 to 5, you're shading a bit heavily to the 5 side. I'll try to higher drop height, so I'm not a liar. There we go. Dropped as soon as I can, triple sit. Okay. Next, we have the Germans. So for the Germans, it's 3.5 to 5. Realistically, you can get away with 3, depending on what RNG wants to get you. But you're shading heavily towards dropping lower. You're going to get more overpins if you drop higher. So we got down to 3.6 there. And still got the double sit, right? So if I'm dropping all the way down at 3.6 on a Montana, and especially a Repub or Yamato, I'm not going to get those citadels. So really the sweet spot for the curve first is 4. Once again, only one sit, because this game is making me a liar. But the biggest thing, if you're getting pens, there's the chance of you getting a sit. It all just really depends on where your bomb goes. Okay, so there's a double sit. That's better. We'll do one more on the curve first, because he should be easy to set. Okay, there we go. So drop 4.2, 4.3, got the triple sit. Sweet spot for the curve first is around 4 seconds. The Kremlin, my favorite ship to see in clan battles because it's slow and the A gets burned out easily after the nerf. Kremlin, 3 to 5. There's not really a sweet spot. Like if you hit the bomb in the right place, you're gonna get a sit. We'll try a higher drop here, so 4.7. Probably a little bit too forward, but even then we got 3 pens and 2 sits. Come back around. We'll do another high drop. Still double sits. Once again, one bomb was too far to the stern. Now we're gonna start dropping a bit lower. So once again, 3.5 double sit. We're gonna drop even lower and see if we can get a sit at 3. So there, we dropped it exactly at 3 seconds, and we still got double sits. So a lot of it is RNG where your bomb goes, if it even hits the ship, or if it's going to hit someplace where it can overpen. But with all the ships, you're aiming at the center of the battleship, and that's where the bombs are going to fall. You got to anticipate their movement. But Repub, high as possible. My antenna, higher. Yamato, higher, but you have a little more wiggle room. Curve first and Kremlin 3 to 5. Hopefully for those who haven't played a whole lot of CV or the MVR, that makes sense. So for randoms, you know who to target: the German, the Japanese, and the Russians. And really same goes for clan battles. Let me know if you have any specific questions, or if you want me to go over cruiser drop heights, cruisers, or it gets a little bit more tricky. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day.
Your cable guy plays it because he's a piece of shit.